All right, we're live. So,
Hello.
welcome to yet another live stream, Wooting live stream. Today we have a nice schedule, exciting schedule to follow. And today I'm with Erik. So, previous stream I was with Jeroen, this time with Erik. And as you might remember or know, he's the design guy. So, Erik, you might want to say hello here for everybody.
Hello again.
Okay, so before we get started with the actual stream, this is for the video people watching the video. This beginning part, we're just going to wait until we have enough viewers, and then we're going to start the program. So you might want to skip the beginning of this video because it might not be interesting until the point we really get started. Let's see.
It's always interesting here.
Well, always. Okay,
Well, we
so
have some cool stuff to show today.
yeah, so I mean, there's
Something new, something old.
Yeah, I mean, there's one really exciting thing we want to show, of course. And today we prepared. Well, for the people watching the video, let's just go through the schedule here. Let's. Okay, so we're gonna start with. Well, we have the new box. Then we're gonna show off Rocket League, and we're gonna talk a bit about progression, of how we're doing and what's up next. Then we're going to introduce a Dutch developed game called Deliver Us the Moon, and it's in a beta version, so you have to bear with me. And then we're going to go to an open Q&A, and that's the moment you can ask literally any question you want. So if you're watching the video, you can just ask the questions in the comments below. And if you're watching the live stream, hi guys. You can just ask your questions on the chat, of course. So I see that we have some people here now. So we can get started with some. I'm just going to fill up some time with some basic things until we get a little bit more views. So for the live people watching the live stream right now, I'm going to do it again. I'm with Erik today, not Jeroen. Erik is our design guy. And we'll be doing the stream with the two of us. And we have you can see the in the description. I think you can see the program we have for today. So, hello. So Erik, let's get this started. So you can see I have here the Wooting One keyboard in front of me. If you're new to the Wooting One keyboard, I highly recommend you to go to our website. You can just www.wooting.nl and you can read the general description. The basic idea is that it's an analog mechanical keyboard, meaning that it is the easiest way to say it is pressure sensitive. It can see how far down you're pressing the key. Now the other thing is, just going through the most basic things, that it uses an optical switch. So you might be familiar with optical switches. It uses an infrared light that shoots up into the switch and it reflects back into a receiver, and depending on how far down you press the key, that light intensity increases, hence the analog part. Other optical switches usually have this kind of mechanism where there's an IR shooting this way, and when you press the switch down, it blocks the light, or it's reversed and it reconnects the light. Let's see. So you can see, because it's optical, I can take out the switch here with the switch and keycap puller in one, and you'll be not getting this color. Oh no, let's keep it a surprise what color you're gonna get. You won't get this color when you get the Wooting One. You're gonna get a different color. I'm just gonna keep it a surprise what color you're gonna get. And this is the switch. So you can see here is an opening now, and it's okay if the keyboard is on. You take it out, and now you can swap it for a different switch. I'm just gonna put this one back in. Okay, so that's really jumping through the basics of this keyboard, what separates it from others. Erik will be keeping an eye on the chat, so if you guys have any question in the meanwhile, don't feel afraid to ask, or if you have anything to comment.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think a thing you missed and we don't always share is that the Switch also super fast. It's
The,
one of the
yeah.
most fastest mechanical switches out there,
Yeah.
thanks to the optical technology.
Yeah. It only has like 0.03 millisecond debounce. Debounce meaning kind of the delay before it sends a signal um, to the keyboard controller. Okay. So I wanna get started with the box. Really, I'm just really waiting to grab that box. But is everybody else ready to see the box? We've been
Grab it.
working we've been working on this box for a little while. So okay, it's not the final box. Okay, if you're a Kickstarter backer, or if you're or you bought it on the web shop, you must have seen the update, or you've seen the blog, the latest update about talking about packaging and how we've gone through the packaging process, and now we had this like final step where we would receive this final prototype box with all the graphics printed onto it. So that's what I have right here. So oh hey, Elite Italian Warrior and Yellow Usinga. This is not a delay. I'm just very late saying hi guys. Okay, so here it comes. La 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 la. No, can you see it? I don't know. I can't see shit. It's very basic. You can see the box is very. We use a lot of negative space, and we just kept it simple because there's not a lot of marketing we have to do, and you guys know what you're gonna get. So I'm not going to open the box itself. I am going to tell you something about the box, but I'm not going to open the box. We're going to leave the opening part to you guys so you can enjoy the unboxing of the Wooting One. We're not going to do any unboxing here because that would spoil the fun for you guys. So, so let me start off with, you can see, let's see. Okay, you can see that here it still has a gap. So obviously that's not nice. Now a simple solution would have been we could just like put a seal sticker here, and it's still not nice. So what we did in the new version of the box, we're gonna add a clip here so you can actually clip it in, so it will stay fit together. So that's one of the biggest changes you're gonna see in the box. We're also gonna change the front a little bit, as in how we spaced the Wooting One and the logo. And I think those are the biggest changes. Oh, here in the front, see the little Wooting logo and the keyboard symbol. Now, okay, what we're also going to change is we're going to take away this logo here, because if you see the box from like this, which is most of the time, it looks a bit weird seeing these two logos. So that's our idea for the final box. Now, obviously, we wouldn't be wooting if we would not be asking for feedback. So I just showed you some parts of the box. You can ask me to show some other parts again if you want, or a particular area. But what do you think we should add or maybe change about the box? Or maybe you have a cool idea for the box, and you have to be fast because we're bringing the changes through fast. So if you have an idea or you saw something cool, you're welcome to throw it in a comment if you're seeing the video, or just put it in the chat right now if you're watching the live stream. Either way,
Or maybe it's cool to people discuss what will be inside of the box, how the inside of the box will look like.
oh,
So
that
they
would
can
also
give
be
like
interesting.
feedback without showing them. Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
maybe it's also cool to talk about the coating.
Oh yeah,
Or
that's
this
a good
UV
that's a good point. Oh, before I continue, let me check one thing. Let's do a mic check here. I forgot to do that in the beginning. I'm sorry. So, how is my voice in comparison to Eric, and is there any annoying sound or anything else going in between?
Hello.
Okay, Eric was a little bit over there. So this is my voice. Eric, your voice. And now it doesn't say anything.
Wait, yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, there we
I'm
go.
not hitting you like I'm hitting you like 10 times because I also unmuted the video.
Oh, okay.
Um, but let's continue.
So are the voices in balance, guys? Is somebody louder than the other, or? Okay, all good.
Oh,
Okay, nice. Thanks,
oh,
guys.
Mac, you like it? You think the box is fine, but you're more concerned about the keyboard? You're more concerned about the keyboard. Why are
Don't
you concerned?
don't. We'll be getting into the progression we have with the keyboard and a small update about the Switch. I still want to write a blog post about the Switch and what is keeping us really busy with the Switch right now. Um, but we haven't gotten to the right conclusion yet. So I'll get into that later. So that'll be interesting. So another thing about the box is that we used. Let me see if I can show this. Oh, we used UV coating. Oh, the light is there. I need to. It's mirrored. Oh, you can't really see it on camera. Anyway, there's some UV coating on the lettering, so it shines a little bit more than the rest. And the coating on the box itself is, I can't say it's like 100% scratch proof, but it doesn't scratch that fast, so, which is pretty cool. So yeah, and it's not black, it's slightly off black. Now, if I would open the box, there's no keyboard inside, by the way. It's on my desk. Okay, so when I open the box, um, I can explain to you that there's a plateau where the keyboard is on, and under the plateau, and this plateau is still a prototype plateau, so I still need to. So you see, I'm just going to show that. Underneath there is there are extra things, all the extra things that come with your keyboard. I don't know if I should say in what. No, Eric, I'm not going to tell too much about the inside. They're going to find out.
Now, Elite Italian Warrior asks if you use the Switch 1 million clicks and then key breaks, if you can just switch it out and replace it.
Yeah, so I think I saw that question in one of the previous video comments. But basically, if you've done 1 million clicks, for example, you need like according to spec,
It's
it's
100
100 million. Yeah, according to spec, you need to click it 100 million times. But obviously, you never know when something can go defect. Outside of spec, for whatever reason. So basically, let's say if the switch is broken, it's as easy as just taking out the switch and putting another switch onto it, and that's it. You just have to put a new switch on it, and you just throw away the old one if you like. Now the switches are not available yet on the aftermarket, so if you have a premium package, you have both red and blue switches, so it's easy to swap them out. Otherwise, I would recommend swapping the broken switch because probably can still work to some extent with a key that you don't use often. Just swap them out. That would be an alternative until the moment that we offer them in the aftermarket. It's not depend on us. It depends on FlareTech and when they want to sell it. So we don't know yet because there is no keyboard on the market yet with FlareTech switches. Does that answer the question? So basically it's made to last forever. Yeah, I mean, the only thing, let me take a sip of water here, 1 sec. Okay, so the only thing that can make the switch really break, well, I shouldn't say switch, what will make the key non-functional anymore, you're using IR and PT. I mean, you're using an infrared laser underneath. and this infrared laser at a certain point will go through all its burning hours. So I think that's like, what was it, 5,000 hours, was that it? And you should count these 5,000 hours for when it goes on, not for when, not just in general. So every time it goes on, it spends some of that 5,000 hours, and it just goes on for like less than half, what, less than a tenth of a millisecond. It's really, really short. So um, that will most likely that will last the whole 100 million clicks of the Switch for sure. So if that one, then it's a little bit hard to replace. Okay, let's see if there's another question, and then I'm going to jump into some Rocket League. Um, let's see. Nope, just until Wooting Keyboard 2. Well, obviously, well, even if there's Wooting Keyboard 2, your Wooting 1 keyboard will still work. Unless, well, you should buy 2, of course. Let's see, how well does analog input work on planes? As in, oh, Star Wars Battlefront and Battlefield 1. Have you tried it? Yeah, so I did Battlefield 1 open beta. In one of the first videos, you can go to our YouTube channel, and I think there's a playlist called live stream, and I did like a test stream that time, but I did it in Battlefield 1, and I also flew a plane a bit. I would do it again. I would do it again, but I don't have Battlefield 1. Nobody of us has Battlefield 1 at the moment, nor do we have Star Wars Battlefront. So definitely it's going to come back, but we just don't have a video we can make about it right now. And in the previous live stream, we did a video in Battlefield 4, also using a helicopter. Yeah, we mostly used helicopter that time. So in general, how does it feel? Honestly, you're going to, yeah, I mean, obviously you're going to notice that you can control your rotate. Was it? It's called different. Your roll. I'm not very familiar with all the terms for an airplane. But you can control your roll very fine. Because usually when you press it, but now you can just slowly press it one way or the other. Also, I think this is jaw. I think also you can control it. But what you can see in my previous video, when I was driving the car, it was a little bit hard, and in the chopper it was a little bit easier. And it kind of depends what the game mechanics are and the sensitivity of when does something activate. But also it depends on how we put the analog curve. So I'll be talking more about analog curve in Rocket League, because it's easier to explain when I have a game in front of me to explain that. Okay, so let's see.
The box real fast because Quinton missed it.
Oh, Quinton missed it?
We can,
okay.
In the meantime, we can. Question from Elite Italian Warrior. If you thought about teaming up with the Z Mouse.
Oh, okay. So, well, first, Quinton, this is for you. See, Quinton? See it, Quinton? Did you see it? And about Z Mouse, we had contact with Z Mouse during the Kickstarter campaign, and we've talked about collaborating. They're excited about collaborate. Well, they are excited about collaborating. We're excited to collaborate with them. Right now, there's nothing specific going on with that collaboration because we both have products to bring to the market. We've already thought about how we can collaborate with each other, as in how the mouse can work with the keyboard. But it really comes down to the point that we have to have the product on the market first, and first be able to cover our own basics before we can start cooperating well with either devices. But what I can tell you right now already is that the biggest problem that you'll have is that the Z mouse is a gamepad device, the Wooting keyboard's a gamepad device, and it doesn't see it as one device, it's two separate devices. So that would be your issue if you're trying to combine different keys on a single controller. because they're still separate gamepads. Yeah. Okay. So let's see. Let's. Is there another question, Eric? And in the meanwhile, I will open up Rocket League. See how this goes.
Nope. I think we covered.
Hey.
What's the
From right. I just turn down the volume here.
we tried to fix it after release? Problem.
Fix what at
Let's see.
release?
I think the Z mouse thing.
Honestly, uh, we're just a free guy team, and we're spending most of our resources right now on fixing and making our own product. So, on release, don't expect there to be an integration straight away. That will be just that would put too much of our resources, which is already very limited, onto another project, which we can't afford at this moment. So it also really depends on how that integration is going to look like. I think on ZMouse's side, they're also still, they're still working a bit on it. They already have their type of solution. We have our type of solution, and it's different from each other. What makes it difficult is that because both our solutions are different, we need to somebody has to compensate and do more work to integrate it with. So that's kind of the troublesome part, and yeah, it's not a very easy way to connect. So that's the easiest way to explain without going too technical.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Manson has a nice comment like, if any game developers reach out to us for official routing support, and that didn't happen. We talked to a lot of game developers. We went to them, and the answer is most of the time the same. Get it into the game engine. So get it into Unity, get it into Unreal Engine and Crytek Engine, so the native support is already there. And that's also a thing what we're working on right now, to make a plugin or an API for the game engines. And so we're not tackling developers at the moment, but like going one step back to the game engines. Because when the native support is in there, it's easier for the game developers to apply it in their games. So that's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it will happen anytime soon. That was like native, another solution than the Xbox analog thing.
Yeah.
But it will come there. It will be there one day.
Yeah. I think that's also the best way to explain it. It's I mean, the most important thing right now is that just any game that supports an Xbox controller or a gamepad will support the keyboard with analog functions. But as you'll see, is that there obviously are some limitations. In certain games, there will be limitations with your controls, or in the game there will be some weird things. Maybe it really depends on the game developer and what they do. But the best would be in the end if a game developer decides to natively support the keyboard once we make that available. Okay, so I'm in Rocket League right now, and honestly, I don't play Rocket League. This is Jeroen's account, the engineer. So I've been driving around a bit, and the first thing I noticed, which I'm going to explain about the analog curve. First thing I have to tell you actually is you can see that I changed to this pink color. Let me see if I can make it more obvious. This pink color is this pink color is what we call digital mode, and when I press mode key here, it will switch to analog mode. And these are I changed the colors to individual everything and nothing. In analog mode, we have three child profiles. I set them up on F1, 2, and 3 right now, so I can quickly swap in between. So F1 here is analog profile 1, this F2 is analog profile 2, and F3 is analog profile 3. You can't really see the difference between the last two because I didn't really change the colors yet. You can see it from the caps lock. So what I did for Rocket League in my analog profile 1 is I changed WASD into the correct buttons, and as you can see here in Rocket League, you go to controls, you see that okay, driving forward and backwards is with the right and left trigger, and steering to the right and left is with left analog stick. Okay, it's all with the analog stick. So obviously, if you want to play it in analog mode, you need to configure the Xbox controls appropriately to the WASD. So I configured, what is it, left analog stick on W. Is that correct? I forgot already. But anyway, I configured one of the.
You can't see the game.
Yeah.
Can't see
So.
the game, no.
Oh, you can't see the game? Oh wait. Let me do it again. Sorry, I forgot to change here. I don't see a live preview of myself, so it's a little bit difficult. Okay, so if I'm right, you can see the game now. So controls. Let's do it again. So here you can see gamepad and keyboard mouse. So you can see that keyboard mouse buttons here are WASD to do all the controls. So in this pink color, which is my digital mode, I can still control it with WASD. But in analog mode, I want to use an Xbox controller because I want to have the analog control. Usually a lot of games, they just use left analog stick and you're done. But a lot of racing games, they use the, trigger keys. So in order to use that in Rocket League, I need to change to make it more intuitive. I need to change W to right analog stick and right trigger, and I need to change S to left trigger, and then everything will be done because my A and D will be then the left analog stick, which will be easy. So that's what I did. So now when I press when I press WASD, it just uses the normal keyboard, so you can see I'm full speed ahead and it makes turns. I cannot control analog. But when I change to analog mode here, now if I'm right, yeah, see, I'm pressing W slightly and it just like increases its speed slowly, and I press S a little bit and it slowly increases its speed. I'm gonna go all the way. So you can see now it works intuitive. Everything is the same, and let's try turning here with A and D. So this is a D turn, trying to turn slowly, and this is all the way. So I can notice there's like two modes. There's like little bit, and there's like all the way. I don't know if it has to do with my sensitivity or if it's in the game. It just has like two settings. The game only has a turn a little and turn all the way. I'm not sure. Okay. So now comes the point when I'm talking about the analog curve, and I really hope we can show this in one of the next streams. It's something Ewan is working on right now, and it's in the utility tool where you can configure all the buttons, but it's very hard to change right now because it's purely numbers. So the analog curve basically means when I press a key, the question is how far does that represent pushing the left analog stick? That would be I guess the easy way to explain. So if I press my key halfway, does that mean my analog stick is halfway through, or does that mean it's just like a quarter through? And if I press it all the way down, you want it to be at the end. But if I don't press all the way down, just slightly up, where's the analog stick going to be? Is it going to like slightly underneath or not? So this is what we mean with analog curve. So you can change that sensitivity based on where you press. In some games, and this is the big difference, in some games, how the game developers made it for controller with an analog stick is not as comfortable and doesn't work as convenient on the keyboard in the same curve that they put. Sometimes you want that last part of the left analog stick, you just want it like at the last like 2 millimeters, like all the way down, or just when you're all the way down. You don't want it to happen earlier because you want to have that full range for more fine control. I hope that makes sense. Let's see if there's any question in between because I've been rambling off about this now. Eric, you still there?
Yes, I'm trying to do some more random questions and trying to answer them in the chat.
All right.
Um,
So let's
there was
see.
a question if you could increase the weight of the Wooting One if you execute it himself. Yeah, it's possible. There is space underneath the PCB if you want to add lead plates or something like that if you really want it. So that's a thing. There was a question if it was possible to add different switches to market switches from Cherry or Kaio or Gayron on our keyboard, but that's not possible. You can it's only compatible with the FlareTech switches.
The reason why it's only compatible with the FlareTech switches, I can show you that straight away. First thing, of course, it's optical, so the other switches are not optical. Let's see if I can use this camera. Okay. Hopefully you can see this. But here on the top, there are two openings, and one opening is to receive the infrared light, and the other opening is to return it back. And then the inside of the box, there's a mechanism to make the light come back, and depending on how far down you press the key, more light will come back. So if the switch doesn't have that, then it won't work. That's the basic of it. That's why you can only use FlareTech switches in this case. Oh, let me press this back in again. Jump back in the game. Okay. What a goal, yeah. Okay, so is there any question about the controls? Because what I can do, for example, and a lot of you know about this already, but I'll show you anyway, because the entire keyboard is analog, right? The entire keyboard is analog, so that means that we can assign the buttons anywhere on the keyboard and it will have pressure sensitivity. So what if for Rocket League I want to change, instead of using WASD, I want to use the arrow keys. So let's change that. Tap out of the game here, and
Do you have some blue switches there, Calder?
I do, I think, yes. Maybe, yes.
Maybe you can show you drive with the blue switch and what's the difference between driving with red and blue switches. Blue switch.
No, I don't have.
Click it to it.
I can't show it with driving because I don't have the new blue switch. This switch, the switch, yeah, I only have the old blue switch, and the old blue switch has a different lens inside, so it would be really fucked up if I used the old one. That's the basics of it, and we'll talk about switches, the switch progression we're making, and the problems, or well, the hard part about making these switches, in a minute. We just do this basic. See, I mean, I could throw in a blue. Okay, I could throw in a old blue switch, and it will be all fucked up, I think. Do? Can you give me the bag that's on top of my keyboard there? Oh. You?
I can give you guys a sound preview of the new blue switch. Because I have the blue switch here in front of me.
I think these are blues, or oh shit, these are old red ones. Dude, can you take a look if in the bubble wrap bag there, if there are switches inside? There should be a keyboard inside, but also switches, I think. Maybe it's on the top plate or something. These are old red switches.
I see something like C mouse.
Oh, it's that one. Yeah, that's one. I need that one. Thank you. Okay, here I have a top plate installed with blue switches. Um, we can see it's all separate from each other. I can literally, um, I can screw off this top plate, take it off, and put on this entire top plate, and it will work. Only thing is, if I do that now, I need to unscrew everything. We'll be 10 minutes further. So I'm just gonna do in a different way by just swapping out the switch. So let's see. Let's see. I'm going to. This is red. This is blue. Okay. This one blue switch.
How's the analog curve on the blue switches colored?
Oh well, that's the point I wanted to make about the analog curve was that you can adjust the analog curve, as in you can adjust the sensitivity. So in essence, the red and the blue switch, the analog curve is exactly the same because they're exactly the same switches. The only difference is that the blue switch has like a metal clip inside which it ringets again. So if you're talking about sensitivity and how it feels to play with blue switch, you just have to consider that on a blue switch you have that slight bump. So when you get at that bump point, it's definitely going to push you, I don't know, millimeter or two down. You can go back up before the bump and control it there. It kind of like stops you a little bit before it goes back up again. So that's a little bit nice.
Manson asked a question about maintenance also. You pull off the top plate or swap a bunch of switches. Do you need to wipe the bottom part of the switch to remove dust from the lenses? Um, Normally it's not needed because it's not that there was a lot of dust in the lenses or within the switches. But me, I'm losing a lot of hairs. And it happened that there was a hair somewhere on the PCB. That was really annoying for the analog thing. It kind of gibberish. So yeah, if there's like stuff floating around or it's really dirty, it can happen that you sometimes need to blow or vacuum clean this whole keyboard.
No,
Or maybe
you mean not vacuum. You mean air blow or something like that.
yeah, blow. Yeah, yeah.
You could use that. Like if I guess if in Eric's case he has very long hair like this, so it tangled around the sensor, and it influenced the sensitivity. So obviously if there's an object on top or like a very big amount of stuff or something covering the whole sensor, it's definitely going to influence. It's definitely going to influence the analog. So, how fast does that happen? Honestly, it really depends on your room. I guess I haven't experienced it. Oh, Eric is the first one that experienced it.
Yeah,
Compressed
but
air, yeah.
normally wouldn't affect it that much because underneath the switch is like a little chamber that goes over the sensor of the PCB. Maybe you can show that on the stream. That is like a little chamber in the switch, and that goes over the whole sensor on the PCB. So normally there isn't any chance to get stuff in between it.
I can show the sensor. Yeah, one sec. I was just thinking it's a little bit more to show it in this way. Okay, sorry. Let me first do the blue switch thing here. I'm not sure what's going to happen, honestly, because I just know that the old switch is going to probably have fucked up analog. Okay, so right now I'm in digital. I'm in digital mode. I installed the old blue switch on W and D, so these two. The rest, A and S, is still the red analog switch. Okay, so now I'm going to change to analog mode, and let's see with W if I can. Oh, Fuck me.
I can't hear the clicky sounds.
No, you know what? Because apparently with the intensity of this IR and the old blue switch, my range is above the 2 millimeter. So here you can hear the clicky sound here. So
No, I can't hear the clicky sound.
oh wait, okay, wait. Want me to go closer?
Oh.
Oh my god, that was lame. Okay, wait. So let's see how analog goes. Whoa. Okay. It's really funny. Actually, the range on this blue switch right now, and this is an old lens switch. On my W, it's a bit bigger than. Whoa. Oh wait, no. In general, ooh. Yeah, before the click, I can already start driving on this. This is so we've been going through a lot of switch models, and this is a previous model from the latest model, and I can see that before the click, we can't hear it, but before the click, it's already activating. It's above the 2 millimeter range. I'll explain later why you don't get too excited about the fact that this is above 2 millimeter, because I'll explain later why. Let's see if I can make turns. Like right now, because it activates earlier, I can feel it drops to the final analog point much sooner on this old switch. So this is kind of the sucky part.
Yeah, well, I think the blue switch in general aren't really that great for gaming.
Well,
For analog gaming, I guess.
I have to keep in mind though, is like I said, this is not a representation of how it plays with the blue switch, because this is an old switch version, so it's not a good way to compare it. But if I would just use it right now, using it as a blue switch with analog, I mean, the bump is always going to push it down a little bit more. But honestly, most of the action really happens in the last like millimeter and a half, or beyond the 2 millimeters.
Yeah.
So yeah, underneath the click. Yeah, most of the action happens there. That's where you get the most control out of everything. Oh, I scored a goal.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, but these switches are really great for StarCraft. StarCraft 2. It's really nice to get
Okay,
the
yeah.
physical and audio feedback.
I mean, in general, blue switches, right? That's a different. I mean, we can talk about blue switches in general. If you compare this switch with a regular blue switch, let me get this one out. If you compare this one with a regular blue switch, the biggest difference is that there's a double click. So, as you can hear, there's a click on the press down, and there's another click when I bring it back up. When it resets, it clicks again. So that is the biggest difference between the regular blue switch and the FlareTech blue switch. And if you would look feeling wise, I think was the blue cherry a mixed blue switch on 45 gram for activation. This is, and if I'm right, these are 55 grams, so should be a little bit heavier in that way. But the red switch also has 55 grams, so
Can't hear the click though.
can't
Nobody can
hear
hear
the
the click.
Oh, what the fuck? Okay. Oh, I know why. I have a noise gate on. Probably it's too soft. So let's go. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. Did you hear it? I don't have the best microphone here to really. There we go.
clicky clicky.
Eric is using a good microphone. Much better. Alright.
Okay. Anyway, there was a really interesting question before this. You accept the most of the analog range of the bomb. No. Oh, that's so weird. Is it possible to change that curve to max out before the bump?
The curve max. So you just mean like activate before the bump? Is that what you mean? Because
That's what happened right now. But I don't think you want it. You want it right after the bump to be activated. But that's the thing you can change in analog things. Because you can change the activation point of the switches, which is pretty nice.
I think the biggest thing is that, and this is the problem with analog and blue switch, I guess, is for typing, because you can change the activation point of the switch because it's analog, you can change it to where you want. But the click sound of the blue switch will always be on 2 millimeters, so you cannot change that. It's a physical thing, so that will be kind of annoying if you want very early activation. The click won't become earlier than the click. You could train yourself to press so light that you press it before the click and it activates, but that means the analog range has to be above the click. And then I know that the W right now, before the click, it already activated, which is, it should be really, well, oh my god, awesome, but I'm going to tell you in a minute why that is not awesome enough yet. Okay, let's see. I should really jump into this Rocket League changing the button section. I'm just going to skip this and just jump straight to the switch point. I think that's better. Yes. Okay, so let's go to the next point, the switch progression. Okay, so I've been referring to it the whole time right now. Let's start talking about it. So at the beginning of this year, before we went on Kickstarter, the only analog keys were we only had limited analog keys. We only limited the analog keys to, I think, 16 keys in total, or 18. I'm not sure if I remember correctly, but basically it was just WASD, this cluster here, including WASD, a couple of modifier keys, and I don't know, arrow keys also. That time we kind of found a way how we could make the entire keyboard analog, which is awesome. And when we made that change, we're really happy, and it was working, and we're okay, fine, and we continued with it. But now we've come to a point where having all the keys analog actually creates an even bigger challenge with analog range. Reason why is because it's optical, and it's based on how much light comes back. And with light, and with any mechanic, and especially with these keys, there are 88 keys that have all different variations, meaning that there are so many influence factors that can influence the analog range. It can influence the sensor. It can influence how it reads analog. And obviously what you want is that all 88 keys. Unfortunately, it's not as easy as saying, okay, we have this 2.5 millimeter range switch, and it worked perfectly on this, like now, for example, on the W key. Awesome, let's do it to all the other keys as well, and now all the keys are 2.5 millimeter range. Unfortunately, it's not that easy, because every single key will have its own variation. So one key might have the 2.5 range, other key might have 2 millimeter range, and there can be like maybe 4, maybe 2 millimeter difference. There's like a lot of influence factors what can influence it, and getting that all the same over 88 keys is very, 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 very difficult. And that is kind of one of the challenges we're still battling with, because the easy solution is just cut off a piece of the end, cut off a piece of the beginning, and just use this middle range, which will be very precise over all the keys. But the problem with that is that we will still be limited to a limited range. We won't have, like right now, like I had 2.5, but that would mean we still have to limit it maybe to 2 millimeters. So that's one of the challenges that we have, and we have to overcome. So right now, we would have not had this. We wouldn't find out about this problem if we wouldn't have received an improved switch, because in these last couple of months, well, the manufacturer's been working really hard making a switch for analog, and a new switch definitely improved. But with the new improvements, with the bigger range, we also could notice that there was more variation going around, and that this is like a new issue um, that needs solving if we really, really want to reach the max. So yeah, that is kind of what we're battling with at the same time. I don't know if that was a clear explanation, but if you have a question about that, you can ask it. Meanwhile,
Questions? What? I really missed the
so
whole story, Calder. I'm sorry. Busy talking to the chat.
all right, no problem. Anyway,
Um,
so
maybe we can show the if you're with the other secret thing you want to show.
oh yeah,
Cool
sure,
stuff.
sure. But okay, so there's uh, okay, let's see. Okay, so for you sprinklebackers, we you sprinklebackers are going to receive a exclusive T-shirt. The Kickstarter backers that backed us with the premium version, or what we call the sprinklebackers, you're going to receive a T-shirt, and we've been working on that T-shirt for a while, or I should say, Eric's been working on the T-shirt for a while, and we've been going through some different versions of the T-shirt, and you don't have the final one yet, right? But
No,
it's almost final. It just needs some cleaning. Okay. So I'm going to show you some of.
but for now it's sort of the idea we go with. But if you guys have another cool idea, or you guys don't like any of the things, then we should change it, right?
Yeah, exactly. And that's the
Yeah.
part where you jump in. So we're going to show you some of the t-shirt iterations because it's fun, and I'll show you the one that we're going to use eventually, or will look like the one that we'll use eventually. And you can say if you like it or not. Let's see. I'm going to switch to my desktop here, so it's down.
I think the thing Manson says, keep calm, I click on with the winning logo instead of the crown. I think it was one of the first things I tried, but I really disliked it.
Let's
It's
see.
like, oh, I have a meme t-shirt now. Yay. My t-shirt is a meme. Oh, but
Okay.
somebody buys it. We should make it.
Okay, so was this the first one we did? Yeah, this was. I think with the first one we had the idea. Let's do some type of simple bomb or bomb drawing. We couldn't do a very complicated bomb drawing because, well, long story. Long story short, because software didn't allow it with how we made the keyboard complete. So Eric actually made this all by Illustrator, right? So it's all hard work on his side making these lines. So this was the first version where we just had the different layers of the keyboard. Then we're like, okay, let's try something else because it looked a bit weird from a distance. And let's see, what did we try then? Oh, then Eric made this one, which is totally out of the Wooting theme, kind of, because we don't use any animals, but it just looked cool. It feels cool because of, motherfucking brown bear. That was pretty cool. And so we were like, okay, this is totally not, we haven't been doing any animal crap, and it's like too gamerish. Maybe let's try something else. Then we
Oh wait. There's somebody talks about Metal Gear Solid in the chat. So when somebody talks about Metal Gear Solid, we always have to jump right in it because that's by far my favorite game.
yeah.
Um,
You want to explain,
but
Eric, because it's your
yeah,
favorite here.
yeah. So when I first had a winning prototype in front of me, first thing I did, I hooked it on my PC and I started Metal Gear Solid: The Phantom Pain. And I thought like this will be epic. I can like control big boss, a venomous snake, and do like all the sneaky stuff and have like maximum control. Um, and it worked really great and it worked pretty well. But was one problem: the game doesn't support an Xbox controller and a mouse input at the same time. So it was constantly switching between the mouse and the analog stuff. So everything became laggy and jumpy and buggy, or you couldn't use your mouse, or you couldn't walk. So combine them both, it was a really bad thing, and that's when I cried for the whole weekend. So
So
yes, Metal Gear Solid would be a great game for analog, but it doesn't support the mouse and the Xbox controller at the same time, so it doesn't work, sadly enough. And coming back to the point, that's why we need to have like engine support or something uh, for the whole analog part. Okay, but back to
yeah,
the t-shirts.
that would make yeah.
This here, this is my favorite t-shirt.
Okay, so this was the
I really
point.
like the.
This is the point of the T-shirt. Uh, in the T-shirt design that we're thinking like, okay, you know what? Let's try to do something more abstract, and I think doing some abstract things is kind of Wooting style, right? Especially you can see Eric does it very often. You can see with some of our blog posts and the featured images. There are some very abstract images that have some kind of relationship with the topic, but you kind of have to figure it out. So this one, obviously, this is a sprinkler on the T-shirt, and that's for the sprinkle backers. But it's we didn't go for it because it didn't show enough of Wooting, so we kind of had to let this one go. And then we came back to the bomb, and we thought let's do it a little bit different. So then we made this version of the T-shirt, which is a closer look at the bomb, and this is kind of what's this drawing style called again, Eric? I call it IKEA style, but
ISO, yeah, it's IKEA isometric style.
yeah. So if you've ever bought IKEA furniture, which you have, and you look at the instruction manual, you can see that everything's like very neatly explained with pictures, and these pictures look. Would you say 3D? Would you say 3D? 3D-ish, but it's actually not 3D. It's actually a little bit weird. And
Yeah,
that's
it's normally 3D would be in perspective, but this
in
is in
perspective.
perspective.
That's the word, yeah. But yeah, but this is not in perspective actually, and this is called what Eric just said, isometric drawing. So okay, so we had this, and then we tried it out, because then we tried it out without the lines and only the picture. Um, and that's kind of where we are right now. And we want to go with this. Want to go with a iteration of an iteration of this idea. Um, it's we're going to remove the lines, like here, but maybe like the drawing itself will be a little bit bigger, and we're going to change something about it. Eric can explain a bit more. We haven't decided if this Wooting One should also be on here on the bottom, but that's where we are right now. And soon we'll be printing out a sample once that is done. So yeah, we
Yeah,
can
well,
can
I
open.
see that Ashley Samra already likes the right one.
Yeah,
Uh, I think we would prefer the left one because it's a bit more clean without the text jammering. But
I
the
think
text thing could be cool. To be
I think
more
I think
explanatory.
think what really jumps out on the right one is that you have the Wooting One underneath it, and it uses more space of the t-shirt itself. So if the left one has a bigger view of the things and also has Wooting One on the bottom, I think it will be a lot better.
Okay, if I
Technical one
press
is
the right
cool.
one, and
Yeah.
I think we could still add like the text, but maybe make it a bit better, I guess.
Because the text is like, honestly, the drawing itself, it does represent some of the most important elements, but obviously it's not as detailed as a real bomb. It's kind of an abstract of the bomb.
Yeah,
So that
and we tried to go with a whole keyboard bomb, but the whole problem was we'll be like too crammed on the front of a t-shirt, because then the keyboard is pretty big, all the 88 keys, and uh, it's really detailed, and to get that right on a t-shirt, it's very difficult.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, but it looks like most
uh,
votes go to the right one though.
yeah, and that's why we simplified it and kept it to like a part of the keyboard and the sort of bomb thing. But it's good to know that people love the right one.
If you're watching the video, leave in a comment below which one you like better, the right or left one, and we'll see what happens. And if you have any other idea for a t-shirt, you're welcome to send us an email or send us a message on Facebook. I think you can. Do I have the links in here? I'll put it into the video link also.
Then says a thing like maybe we see them in the online store at one point. The Kickstarter thing is a one-time only thing, so probably there will be other T-shirts, but we will never sell the Kickstarter T-shirt in the online store.
Yeah.
Then you should have back the premium thing in Kickstarter. It's super exclusive.
Yeah, I think that so if you're going to choose the right one, it's never going to come in the store. So actually, you should choose
The left
something
one is
else.
also probably not going to the store. I don't think any of these T-shirts will come in the store.
The Sprinklebacker T-shirt, it's never going to be on the store. That's exclusively for Sprinklebackers and the Kickstarter. So after that, it's not going to be used. We might have some in a box left, but no, we're not going to scan the image.
Or you could do it.
Okay, so that's the T-shirts. I'm going to start up. In the meanwhile, I'm going to start up.
There
Delivers
will
the
probably be
moon.
merchandise in the future, but it won't be that T-shirt. But there will be merchandise for sure. And if you have like cool ideas for merchandise, just tell us and maybe we make it one day. You can buy it.
Oh, actually, for the T-shirt, we want to do. What we're gonna do with the T-shirt is a silk screening, so should last for quite some washes. And in either case,
bamboo, right?
yeah, maybe we'll. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. Not 100% sure yet if that's the one we're going to use, but it might.
We'll have some test prints and then we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Maybe when we have them, we will show them on stream or maybe have a blog update about it.
Yeah, so maybe it will be made from bamboo. So. Okay.
Well, I'm a crash on a sprinkler backer and I break my T-shirt. I can buy a new one. Well, for Kickstarter backs, we can always make an exception, right?
Oh,
But
were you able to
break your T-shirt?
were you able to see the game? No, right?
Yeah. Oh, I can see now. Maybe you should hide your face.
Can't.
Can't now. It's mandatory.
No, but then I need to fuck around with OBS, and then there will still be a square there.
Oh, okay. Great.
Oh, the sound is very, very loud, and so again.
Oh, I don't hear any sound in the stream. Oh no, I do hear it.
Let me start up again because once I go into the spaceship, I cannot change the settings. Oh, actually, it was showing when I was in full screen or what? Anyway, so I'm starting up Deliver Us the Moon. Deliver Us the Moon is a game made by a Dutch developer called Keoken, I think, right? Or Keoken.
Can Studios.
Yeah,
Can
Keoken Studios. Yeah. So not too long ago, we met them up time ago, and met them up again not too long ago, and they have this. They're developing a game, which basically you're a guy in a spacesuit, um, exploring space, um, but not in No Man's Sky style. And this is more of a linear type of game where you're put into a environment and following some story, and while you're trying to explore and discover what the story is, you're kind of puzzling and figuring out how to get through it. Yes, because I'm changing the settings. Now it should show the game if I'm right. Okay. Oh my god, I did it again. Ah!
Oh no.
Yeah, let's do it again. Okay. So this is totally this is a beta version. So there's I don't know what can happen actually. But like you just said, I do have to do the settings every time. It doesn't save anything. So okay, it's very loud on my side. So I need to change it.
It's more of a you problem, right?
It's more of a me problem, yeah.
Yeah, but I really like this game. It's a indie game, and I think they will release on the Xbox and on Steam. I don't think they will do it anytime soon. And they had a Kickstarter also beginning this year, and it was pretty successful. And they're pretty nice people. And I'm not sure how the story goes, but it's a really uh, how do you say it? The whole vibe and setting in the game. It's really sort of scary and pressuring, but there isn't anything to worry or pressure about so far as I've played it. But it's really creepy and really cool, and it's not too horror-ish, but it keeps you on your toes all the time. And you have to do some puzzles and do some exploring, and bit by bit you learn about the story and what happens and what's the deal on the moon.
Yeah, so I'm in the game now, and I need to connect with this spaceship here. So it's just correcting my course. I think it's showing the game now. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I to come back on the t-shirts one more time. I was just thinking, what if we what if we made the brown bear t-shirt? That'd be funny.
Where's the game? What, brown bear t-shirt? I'm missing stuff here.
Oh, what if we would make the brown bear, the motherfucking brown bear t-shirt with a keyboard in his mouth? God, my controls getting inverted all the time.
Oh, but we don't see the game color.
You don't see the game?
No game. No, we only see the loading stuff. Stream is for 80% out of loading screen.
Yeah, looks like it. Let me see what's happening on OBS. Alright. Yeah, this is the weird part. Like, sometimes it picks it up, other times it doesn't pick it up. Yes.
Beautiful merch.
Okay, I'm just gonna do this style.
Yeah, last round. Yeah, it needs a crown, indeed.
Oh god, what did I do?
I think the bear was more of a sketch thing. And I think if you would make it, I need to spend a lot more time finishing it. But I like the crown idea.
I don't know what just happened, but it reset the game for some reason.
but I still don't see any games.
Let's see if you can see the game right now. You see the game?
No, I still see a loading thing. No, oh wait, now I see the game.
Okay,
I
good.
think the also have a delay in the stream.
My headset has a separate volume control. Okay, I need to wait until it connects now. So I'm controlling the ship to connect to the spaceship there again. So let's in the meanwhile do more questions in the meanwhile. You mean ask anything in the meanwhile. I'm just gonna walk through Deliver Us the Moon. I've only played literally this part. I haven't actually gone any further than this. And that was just to try it out, see what happens. So let's see what happens. Yeah, the thing is, I'm using a different program for sound control, and it's just more convenient if I do it in the game. I don't want to touch the sound control right now. I'm a little bit afraid that it might dampen my voice as well, or Eric's voice. So it's a little bit confusing. Okay, here we go. So actually I can also walk analog here. So I'm in, I am, this is the, let's try this profile. Okay, so I have left analog stick and WASD right now. And I think, so I can walk analog, I can do analog control, as you can see. I can walk so slow that it slides, apparently. Yep. Right thumbstick. Well, see, it thinks I'm using a controller, so now it's showing me all the tooltips in for the controller instead of the keyboard. So that is one of the other things that can be confusing if you're using the Wooting One. Press D-pad right for flashlight. Now I put the D-pad on ZXCV. There we go. For some reason it keeps inverting my mouse. Have you played further than this, Eric? Have you played it yet?
Yeah, I finished the demo at Indigo, but
This looks like it's offline.
But I don't remember the first part. I think the demo started halfway this game.
I don't know if there's any kind of like running. Oh, there's jumping.
There is running, but I think you have to press like the left analog stick.
You have to press the left analog stick.
Yeah, and like click it.
So if you can see my mouse jumping from one to the other way, sometimes it inverts my mouse for some weird reason, and when I change it back, it inverts it again. So. Okay. So let's see, this opens. Let's slowly walk here. Cinematic here. So this seems to be offline. Can't get through here. So are there any questions in the meanwhile? And
I think there was a cool question. Oh yeah, what games do we want to this chat is so weird. What games would like to incorporate with our tech? And I think like all of them want to do it, but I think we're really interesting in the mobile games because they're extremely popular at the moment, and we already have a thing how we can break into it, and that's because of the double activation point. So you can set like two keys on the same key. So for example, on a Q key, when you press it halfway, it's normal casting, and when you press it all the way down, it will be quick casting, and that's pretty nice. So then you can still like aim with normal casting and do quick cast when you want it, like press really hard and fast. And I think you can also do it with StarCraft, to be honest, to have like one action on the top key and one action on the bottom key.
Well, I can imagine StarCraft is very difficult to control though, especially if you're really spamming your keys quickly.
Yeah, I think it will be a learning curve, but it could be possible.
I haven't tried yet. But I guess I always just imagine that controlling yourself not to press all the way till the end is quite tough.
Yeah, maybe for StarCraft it's a bit too hectic.
Oh yeah, oh my god, did you see what Manson just said there? Patenting double activation? Or Wooch check. Oh no, okay. We can't patent anything we talk about on this stream. We're not able to patent. Or we already patented it. I just kind of skipped.
We don't like patents in general.
Patents are just a blockade. And just as we've been going into the patents issue very, very thorough, and patents really, I really dislike how patents work, particularly in US. Let's see.
I would also like to talk about patents.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm walking back or not. I don't think I am.
I think you're walking back now, right?
Yeah, I thought so, but actually, I think this was a different elevator up, so I'm walking somewhere else. I'm not really keeping track. Oh, we're not. Oh, so Mats is asking if we are US based, and we're not. We're based in the Netherlands. We're all Dutch, by the way. I'm currently streaming from Taiwan, and Erik is in the Netherlands. So I just activate. I assume I have to power them all, and now I can probably walk all the way to the other side.
Well, I know you have to get an elevator down because you have to get on the moon, right?
Right. I don't know. Is that the point?
oh, see on the little screen I saw like there were 3 green stuff and was 1 red thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think you're still missing one.
Shit. Did I just activate this
one?
You
know what I really love about this game? It's the lightning.
Well, here's elevator. I can go down probably. Even though I can keep walking, so let's see. Oh, there we go. Dead end.
Lovely wives from Taiwan. Everybody knows Jenny.
Yeah, my lovely wife is from Taiwan. She's also walking around. Sometimes when I'm talking, she's like queuing something. Oh my god, what are you talking about?
It's the urban. Pretty nice.
Yeah, they know I'm married to you. Wanna say hi? Yeah? Okay, so probably this is where I will get on the moon. I probably have to go with the elevator down. Oh,
I can talk Chinese.
I can talk Chinese. I can speak Chinese. I mean, I'm not the greatest. Oh, wait, I skipped it. I'm not the greatest. But I can definitely speak some Mandarin.
We use like two languages in the company within Wooting. We use like English and Chinese.
80% of the time Mandarin. 80% of the time.
I think we can all speak Chinese.
Oh,
Ni
okay.
hao.
Annie's a bit shy today. She's a bit sick today. See, can you hear her coughing? Oh, Cantonese is indeed, that's south. If I'm right, that's more south of China and in Hong Kong. Oh my God. Okay. I'm still okay. Okay, that actually really got me by surprise. So here's the scare element, Eric. Oh, shit. Okay. Powered it on. So let's get back up. Oh no, 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 no. I shouldn't have done that. Okay. Hopefully it'll come back down again. Was there anything here? I totally forgot.
I think you need to enable running.
Running, it's not for cool people. Oh, so now I can probably walk a circle, so this is probably back at the beginning. Okay, let me see. Oh, let me try the keyboard. Shift, okay. So... bumper keys, you said? Well... I literally don't know. I don't know. Oh, I mapped
Also,
all the keys somewhere. I don't know which one is running though. Oh, here, M. Whoa. Okay, I mapped it on M. Apparently, I don't know which button that is, but M it is. Back off. Can run. It's a miracle. Oh, so Matt's Carb. Oh, whoa. I'm not looking here. Matt's Carb has a question.
yeah, when is the full release?
Oh, it's opening or what? Okay, so full release of the Wooting One, I'm assuming, right? So our original delivery day. Oh, God, I can't get through. Our original delivery date was November. And that would be the delivery for all the Kickstarter backers, and it would be the delivery for everybody that pre-ordered the keyboard on our web shop. We have a limited amount. We actually have keyboards left still for pre-order because we recently did all the calculation and all the calculation with the orders and how much keyboards we need with the box and the packing and blah 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 blah. And we now know exactly how much keyboards we have where, because we have a warehouse in the US we're using, we have a warehouse in the Netherlands we're using, and we have some keyboards here in Taiwan, which we're shipping for Asia region, and we have some keyboards left. So there'll be more about that on the website, but we still have them for pre-order. Okay, so the point I wanted to make was that because of a delay in the delivery of the chip, the keyboard controller, we have to delay our manufacturing. Well, this sound is very loud on my side. We have to delay the delivery of the keyboard, and we can't deliver it in November, so we moved the delivery date to February. And we have a whole blog post about it. I hope somebody can link it in the chat. We have a whole blog post about this. Yeah. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What is happening? So I'm assuming that was a loading screen. And okay. Still a little bit laggy here. My mouse is not really responding normal for some reason. Okay, there we go. It's normal again. Oh, kind of normal.
This is the part where I played it, this demo. Here's where I started. Um, but did you finish your story yet?
Oh
Or
yeah,
go on?
so yeah. No, well, the story was about that delivery will happen in February now, and there's still keyboards available for pre-order that you can get right now, and that will be part of that February delivery. Wow, it's really loud on my side. One sec. Going deaf, man. Holy shit. Yeah, it just reset the master volume. That's why. Okay. So yeah, delivery happens in February. Maybe we'll deliver earlier. Actually, the thing that takes a very long time is the boat shipment. So production happens ending November. After the production, it has to go onto a boat and to the warehouse, and it takes like a month and a half before we receive it there, and then we can start shipping it out from the warehouses. So that's what takes longer. In theory, if after production, shipping it straight away, we would already have it in January and we could start shipping, but it's a little bit unrealistic to say January, so it's February. And the next production batch of the keyboard after these pre-orders will hopefully happen in December, and we'll have a maybe like 2 month delay between the February delivery and the next delivery. Not sure yet. The next batch is actually focused on distributors we're going to work with, so that some retail stores can also have the keyboard, and we'll also be stocking the keyboard ourselves. But that is still very unclear, and it's not set in stone, because we're very focused on this first delivery first. I think I just gave
Yeah,
some.
I
Yeah.
think that sums up the story. Yeah. What games you would suggest for the blue switches? I think what I would suggest for the blue switches are MOBA games, RTS games, like all the games that don't support analog control, to be honest. Because I think still for gaming, I really love the whole tactile bump you get. But then again, for more action-based games, sort of The Witcher or games where you have to walk all the time, I would prefer the red switches there.
I think this
It's
game, for
difficult, right?
example, is nice to have red switches,
Yeah.
especially because you can see you can really analog here. I mean, obviously you're not.
You can analog here.
You can analog here. Yeah. It's new terminology here. Okay, if you can use analog in a game, you can analog here.
We can analog in games. What retail stores? We don't have a final list of retail stores that will
Oh,
offer the Wooting One. And
okay.
yeah, somebody make it a meme. Can we analog this?
We just have two distributors we're definitely going to work with, and it might sound a little bit funny. I'm not saying which distributor.
Okay.
I don't know if I should say
Still
the
need
area.
secrets.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. See how easy I am. But I can definitely tell. Well, we should definitely tell you that if you're waiting for it to get into a retail store and you want to buy it from the retail store, I would recommend you not to wait for that, because definitely there's a really big chance it will not be at a retail store near you or in your area, because we don't have. It's not like a major distribution, and you'll find it everywhere. So. And you will always be able to get it through our website, and I would generally recommend it also to get it from our website, unless you have some kind of credit store or bonus build up or else of a retail store.
Yeah, I think it is most of the time also for Europe only, because it's really difficult with all the different languages and stock it all ourselves, because we're still really a very small company, and uh, yeah.
Yeah, and that's the main reason
Um,
working with distributors also. Languages, being able to offer all the languages, and being able to produce and stock more in general over different places. So
Maybe we can talk about DreamHack, upcoming DreamHack.
oh yeah, DreamHack, DreamHack's a very good point. You guys, if you're coming to DreamHack, also if you're watching the video, if you're coming to DreamHack, contact us. That's the basic message here. We're going to book seats for DreamHack very, very, very soon. If you want to sit with us at DreamHack Winter, to clarify which DreamHack, DreamHack Winter in Jönköping, I think that's how you pronounce it. Jönköping, yeah, Jönköping in Sweden. If you're going to DreamHack Winter in Jönköping, Sweden, contact us and we can book tables close to each other or together. That would be cool. Even if it's one person, that would be cool. If you're coming to DreamHack with a group and you already booked your tables, contact us and we'll let you know where we are. We'll just come by you. Basically, our whole goal and point of being at DreamHack is enjoying ourselves, obviously, but also walk around, experience the gamers, experience meeting up with you guys if you're even there, and just experiencing like the whole feel for it, and showing the keyboard, obviously. But DreamHack is also kind of like a company event for us. So yeah, contact us, and all the contact places are in the description below, and otherwise look on our website. We're on Discord, Facebook, Twitter, and I have to get in here, I assume, but I can't. And now I need to pay attention to this game because it looks like I'm just walking circles now. Let's see.
Yeah, you have to get a. Don't want to spoil it, but you have to get a device. Like
yeah.
A sort of.
I need to power up
portal
this crap.
gun. Not a portal
right.
gun, but more like a thing.
That's how I can open the doors, probably. Then you're gonna tell me it's not in here. It's probably in the room I was previously.
I think you have to go all the way down.
Oh, there's more down?
No, there's also, yeah. Well, there's also an elevator.
Yeah, I just went into the elevator and I came out here. So, wait, why am I not running? Jesus. It's all the way to end button.
Yeah, well, we also have a Nordic layout. The funny thing is, we just finished all the layouts 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Design-wise.
Oh yeah, I have a really great idea for the layouts, by the way.
Yeah.
I know how we can fix our problem. I don't know if it's smart to share it here.
So,
but
no, I don't think it's smart.
I don't think so. Yeah, but before I forget, I have a solution for the problem. I'm really excited about that. I came up with it last night in bed. I couldn't sleep because.
Matt. Yeah, I would love.
My wife is so like, oh fuck, I knew it.
Where you could max out the input before the bump. Is it something you're working on? So you're meaning you want to activate the switch before the bump? Is that what you mean?
I feel like I'm just wandering around and just looking for anything that has E on it, so I can just press it and just run around more, and then go to the next place wherever it has E. Oh god. Did I just close that door? Where's the machine? Oh, here. Oh my god. Hold left trigger. Okay. Oh, I'm walking. So, you can adjust the analog curve so you could have reach 100% before the bump. Yeah, so let me repeat once more about... Oh, what? Okay. Let me repeat once more about the switch and analog curve. So, first thing is, analog curve, you can adjust the analog curve to whatever way you want it. So there's a thing called dead zones also, which means that you can decide where the analog curve starts and where it ends, and what you, I guess theoretically could do, I just can't show it now, and I'm not sure if we'll be there in the implementation in this way. What you could do is you can just the dead zones close to each other, where there's like this very small activation area, and just put the what's called the something dead zone all the way up, and then you reach the end of your curve straight away. Another thing is with the switches, and because it's analog, you can assign multiple activation points over the entire analog range. And then I guess the third point is coming back to the dead zones in the analog curve is you can literally change the curve and how it behaves in sensitivity. So imagine that this is the beginning, this is the end, and this is kind of like a sensitivity curve going down like this. What we want to do and how you can change it, you can just grab the curve and you can just change how the curve looks like, and that way you can grab it down and then the curve might go like this and then like this or like this slowly. So that means the sensitivity will go up very slowly and then all of a sudden will go faster and then at the end, as an example. And you would want to have this so you can change it and tweak it for different games or your own preference. Right, so this is kind of like a power-up gun. Power up the doors and then they open. D-pad. Fake a mouse on it, but a D-pad, so plans to make the keyboard work. Okay, so I have a question here. Any plans to make the keyboard work like a Steam controller? Maybe it will solve issues for MSG. No, because exactly what Quentin says there. That basically the way to solve the MSG problem is by simulating the right analog stick with your mouse, because you can literally not have a mouse in Metal Gear Solid 5 at the same time as a controller. So your mouse has to simulate a right analog stick, and I think there is software with which you can do that, but it's not part of our solution. So hey, have it? Nope. Eric, why can I not grab it? See if.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh, okay, you're back. I can't grab it,
Grab a
Eric.
cup of coffee.
I can jump. My light on off, but I can't use it.
I don't know what you're doing.
Is it because I have the weapon in my hand, or?
Do you need that thing?
No, it's, you know what I just said. Just wander around and everything that has E on it.
No, you can like open stuff with the whole big laser gun thing, right?
Yep. Yeah, I did. I opened this door and next says E, but
And then you have to.
oh, I can turn it on and off for whatever reason. Okay, that's it. Okay, sorry. So actually I used it. Yeah, I holstered a gun, but is there any holster?
Are there any other switch you're trying
Nope.
out and want to implement? Well, at the moment, no. No, like I
That
said
was a very
before,
quick one. No, nope.
we're still very focused on getting the best analog experience of the red and blue switches there is at the moment, and for sure in the future there will be more. And
Oh, there, I holstered it.
maybe in the background the manufacturer is working with some new switches, but really can't elaborate on that. But even the Steam controller doesn't take a mouse. Kind of really shit.
Well, if we're talking about if we're not specifically talking about switches and the color, the type of switch, as in tactile or bumpy and that kind of stuff, we are constantly trying out new switches that have different lens inside for the analog range and the analog sensitivity. That is something that we are doing.
Any plans to make the keyboard work as a Steam controller? Maybe it will solve the issue for Metal Gear Solid. Well, it still won't solve the issue for Metal Gear Solid because the also in the Steam controller, if you use the mouse on your trackpad and the rest as a Xbox controller or a controller, then it doesn't work. You really have to set the right, how do you say it, like, what's the name of it? The right pad to
D-pad?
be a joystick.
Oh, the
Yeah, it's not a D-pad, it's like the trackpad. You have to set the right trackpad to a joystick type and not as a mouse type, else it also won't work in Metal Gear Solid, sadly enough. Um, I've been playing with a Steam controller also a few times last
Steam,
week. So.
and you should also know that the Steam controller basically isn't magic. The Steam controller is also just a gamepad. It simulates a gamepad, a keyboard in some cases, I guess, and a mouse, and
Yeah,
just
at the same
combines it
time,
all.
that's pretty nice. It works really nice, and they have some really cool stuff in it, but it's by far comparable with the analog keyboard. It's a whole different world. But the funny thing is, the Steam controller also has the same problems we encounter with video games. And I think I've been playing Bioshock Infinite last week with the Steam controller and also with Wooting One to compare the both of them. And the funny thing is, the Steam controller constantly switch between let's say a mouse and a Xbox controller because you like steer with the analog thing, the how do you say, the left joystick with analog, and the right trackpad is then a mouse. The same goes for the keyboard. And when you walk to an NPC with the analog stick, sometimes it says like, "Hey, press A to continue." So you have to really physically press the A key on your joystick. But sometimes when you are standing in front of the NPC and you just use your mouse or the right trackpad, then it says, "Hey, use the left mouse button to continue." And that is sometimes really annoying. That the artifacts in the game changes between Xbox controller and or the tooltips change between Xbox controllers and the classic keyboard and mouse controls, and that's pretty annoying. And that's also a thing we can solve, and apparently Steam also can solve it. But that's really a thing up to developers to solve that problem. But then again, it's not really a problem for the developers because they never encountered a device that has a keyboard, an analog stick, and a mouse.
Oh, is the stream laggy?
Time. So
sorry.
For me, the stream isn't laggy. It was laggy like 2 minutes ago, but
yeah, if it's sorry if it's laggy. It's not the best internet here, so and I'm noticing.
It could also be that I'm talking.
Oh.
I always talk really laggy.
So, okay, now I've literally walked a couple of circles, and I want to open those doors with the gun, but it just doesn't open. So
I can spoil the fun for you. I think it's something with the main elevator.
Oh.
So I can remember it right. You had to do some stuff in the basement with this gun to open some doors and activate the bottom, and then I think the elevator could go to a different level.
I noticed that the elevator actually went up, and when the elevator went up and down, actually went to the same level as the stairs eventually. But here, I for some reason I'm not able to open this door. I don't know what's up though.
Yeah, talk more about the optical lens stack in the keyboards. That's nice.
Want to talk more about optical? Yeah, I mean the stream name is actually analog input is whoa, what the fuck is this?
You can also pick up stuff with your gun.
Yeah, but like I said, the problem right now is that weird that one is activated, by the way. The problem right now is that the gun is not working anymore. I don't know if I pressed something which it's not working. And I assume, oh wait, you can see it's purple. Can I change it? There must be a button that I can press. changed it. Okay, and then meanwhile, while I press all these buttons here, um, optical. So I've been talking a lot. I've been talking a lot about how optical is difficult. That's the basis of it, and it's difficult because of light and how hard it is to control light. And when the problem we're facing right now with the switches is that how the light how the light how the light goes through the switch and comes back out again, it's different on every single switch on the keyboard because there's so many different influence factors that can influence how the light goes through the switch, which makes it very, very difficult to control the intensity or the amount, the how is it analog sensing on every single key. And it's not only about how the light goes through it, because you can, if every single switch would have like the same condition, the light would go exactly as it should be, but also the IR, the light itself, the laser itself, which like shoots out the infrared laser, that one will also be different from every single one. Will be different. They will never be the same. So sometimes when they do a production batch of those sensors, both the sensor and the IR, when they do a production batch, this one batch can be very similar to each other, but the next batch can be maybe a little bit different. And then in that batch itself, there's going to be groups that are different from each other, all a little bit different. And that makes it also very, very difficult to make sure that every switch and every well, it makes it also very difficult to control the light and control how much goes through, because of they are all a little bit different. So in the one key, maybe have more range because there's more light coming out of the IR. In the other switch, you might have less range because there's less light coming out of the IR. Then there's another problem about if the IR and the light that comes out is like extremely high, then what might happen is that the curve, when it goes, the sensitivity curve goes, ideally sensitivity curve should go like this, to make it very simple, okay? But if the IR is very high, it can cause weird problems, and the curve goes like this, and then it goes this, and maybe it goes a bit back up again, and then it goes down. And you don't want it to go anywhere back or flat, because that means there's either a dead zone or it like reverses the key, and you don't want that. So these are the really challenging parts, how to get that all the same as most as possible, to calibrate them all, and also how to make sure that we can get as much as possible range without having these problems. Because like I said, we can cut out a piece, and that piece will be the same for every switch, but it will limit the range. So yeah, this is a big struggle, and it's a struggle that I've been working with since the new switch development, because with the old switch we just had like this set range, and the variation wasn't too crazy. There was some variation, but it wasn't too crazy and not too big, and it was we could just control it. But now with the new switch and getting bigger range, this is like, it amplifies the issue, and it just makes it more difficult to control. So that's what we're working on also.
Okay, bye, Manson. It was fun, and make a good dinner.
Yeah, man. Thanks
That
for
was good.
joining, Manson. Enjoy your dinner.
Another thing, Quentin said a bit earlier, we should show a Splinter Cell, and that's a thing we could do next stream, right? I mean, Splinter Cell's sort of Metal Gear Solid, except Sam
got
Fisher
it.
isn't nearly as cool as Big Boss.
Splinter
But,
Cell, yeah, sure.
I
Okay.
think it's also maybe next stream if the time allows it. But Dishonored 2, ooh, that's going to be a great analog game.
Oh, Dishonored 2, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Dishonored 2 would be pretty cool, yeah. I figured out the problem.
You can pick up.
Yeah, I figured out the problem. The gun has different modes, and on the controller, I don't know which key it is to change the mode, but I did change the mode somehow. On the keyboard, I know it's the number, with number 1, 2, 3, and I guess change the modes. There's no 5. Yeah. I'm guessing this is picking up stuff. Oh. Nope. 2 maybe. Nope. 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 I don't know how to. If I can even pick it up.
No,
Anyway.
First you have to activate all the pillars. And you can pick up the round old stuff there and put it somewhere in, I guess.
Anyway, so yeah, the gun has different modes. Solve the issue.
Well, you have to first activate all the pillars. I don't know how you want to
Yeah,
stream, but
let me just open this door as well. Yeah, I just activated the last one. I need to change back to digital mode to Village Charlie, turn off the green area or what? Didn't activate them all yet, looks like.
is the IR sense calibration done purely during manufacture, or is it also possible that we're able to adjust as end user? Yeah, as an end user you can adjust the analog curve, and that's a way of calibrating it. So, but then again, we want the best experience right out of the box. And
yes,
you can calibrate it to a certain level, I guess.
yeah, I mean, as end user, you can. We're working on from a manufacturing side, we want to optimize it as much as possible because that's where you can get the most improvements. After manufacturing, the options are a little bit limited, but there are ways to calibrate and there are ways to, and the most important part, changing the analog curve. But it's really something we rather have solved and done right now before delivery and at the manufacturing point. So yeah, it's still a bit of a challenge before manufacturing happens, and it's something we're working on really hard right now. And I guess the delay of the keyboard controller, we would not have the delay of the keyboard controller, then the switch issue, if we would be able to produce right now, right today, we would have said no, let's not do it right now, because we want to make sure that switch is final. We want to make sure that switch has the functionality that we expect, and we don't want to. I want to increase that range as much as we can. So in that way, that delay also helps. In that way, we would have delayed it because of the switch.
Yeah. Another cool question from Matt: Is the optical tag required? Is the optical tag a requirement for analog switches, by the way? If not, why did you decide upon optical switches? I think there are many different types of things how you can create analog in games. You can do it with the hell on hell effect. That's more a magnetic thing.
Holes effect. Yeah, you have.
Effect, yeah.
So how it works on your Xbox controller with the analog stick is called Holes effect, using magnets, and you can use that same technique. That's what this video from DreamHack does, using that same technique of how a magnet moves to get analog. But the problem is, of course, your whole keyboard will be one block of magnets, and it's a much more expensive. Well, I assume right now it's a much more expensive solution. I don't know what kind of trouble you will go through. That's one of the ways. Then you also can put like pressure sensitive pads underneath each key. Fuck this part. I'm not getting any further. Anyway, so you can get pressure sensitive pads underneath each key. Yeah, I want to, but
okay.
I don't know which.
You can get pressure sensitive pads underneath, or with e-ink, or with a lot of different solutions. But in the end, why we chose for the optical thing is because I guess it came across our path at some point, and
shit. Let me continue that. problem with pressure pads is that you have to push it all the way to the end. You could do it in a little bit different way, but you always have to work with pressure. And what is very, very annoying and natural response to anything that's with pressure is the idea that the harder I press, the faster I go. So naturally, you'll just be pressing the key really hard all the time, which is very strenuous. So that's not a good solution. And why using optical? Honestly, it's not a choice that we made. Like we're like, oh, we want to have analog and keyboard. Let's go with optical. It's more that we came across the Switch, and it uses optical, and our logical deduction was, okay, if the Switch is using optical sensors, that means it reads an analog signal, and we can utilize that. Um, we can utilize that and make and transform the keyboard in an analog keyboard. That's kind of how the process went. So that's why we have optical switches. And honestly, if we would have to do it any other way, I think optical would still be the best method because um, honestly, I
think
can't.
money wise, and it's really precise and isn't that expensive compared to the other solutions.
Yeah, I think only pressure pads would be a much cheaper solution. I think.
Quinton has a cool thing. Did the ability to swap keys create problems regarding the IR and lens? I don't think it creates any problem, but it's a factor what can interfere with it. I think if they would be soldered on precisely, each one of them, that's just one factor that you eliminate of things that could interfere with the analog signal.
Oh.
But I don't
Oh,
think it does create any
I fucked.
problems.
I pressed the wrong button. Okay, I'm.
Am I saying that correctly?
Sorry, I was not paying attention there.
I
It's
think it's just bad in gaming
yeah, it looks like
in
it.
general.
Like it. I'm going to shut it down anyway because it's getting late here and we need to make an end to the stream. But Deliver Us the Moon, I mean, it's very hard
Carla
to.
made it seem very boring. But for sure, if you play it yourself, it has a really nice ambience around it, and I really love it. And I can't wait till it's finished. And because these are the games I really love, like walking around, getting a bit of the story sense, and all the mystery stuff, and some sudden jump scares. I can play these games for weeks and months.
Me, it's a little bit less likely, like so, but the biggest thing is it's very hard to pay attention to a puzzle when trying to focus on explaining or talking or on the stream. I'm not a great multitasker, so and I guess from how I was playing just now, I was mostly just walking around. And but anyway, it's in the beta version. It's really about exploring and doing puzzling, and this is not close to finished product yet. I don't know how long it will take and when it will come out, but that was Deliver Us the Moon. So let's do some final. Is there a final question? And
I don't think I have any questions more, but if you guys have any other games besides Splinter Cell that we really need to play, or FIFA or something like that, or a completely different genre, let us know. We try to set up something for the next stream.
yeah. So also for people watching the video, you can just leave it behind in the comments below. Maybe a question, maybe a recommendation for which game you want. Just leave it behind. We take note of the different games that are mentioned. Rocket League was one of the most mentioned ones last time. I don't know what will be next, but we'll see the next stream. I think we'll have another stream in about maybe again 2 weeks. I'm not sure yet. We're kind of trying to make it like a scheduled thing, but
Well, I think the cool thing is if you do it again in 2 weeks, it will be on the 6th of November. And I think the week after that, the 20th, we can have a really awesome stream because we are
oh, some
all
trouble.
free together then.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, the whole
No.
team's together.
Yeah. So I'm going to no. I need to tell you something else about my flying schedule, Eric. That share it with you yet.
Okay, we can
About
do that later.
yeah,
Not now.
about when I arrive in the
um,
Netherlands.
I think we showcased Dishonored in a few videos already. I think it's even on a Kickstarter video, and it works really well with the game. And I loved playing Dishonored with it, with the unlock thing.
I think
I haven't played Thief, to be
yeah,
honest, but Thief is also a good thing.
I guess like we started with the previous stream was Battlefield and flying a bit with vehicle, so it's kind of first person vehicle flying stuff. Now the second stream we did a kind of racing game, Rocket League. Even though I played more Delivers the Moon, but you know. Um, so maybe yeah, for good one for next stream we just do a more stealthy game that works, and Dishonored, we just give Dishonored a shot. Unless somebody comes over and really amazing, or there's like this big request for a game. Otherwise, we can prepare Dishonored for the next one.
Well, I'm really interested in sport games,
Sport
how it can
games.
benefit it.
You have
Yeah,
FIFA?
but yeah, I'm kind of a FIFA fan, but I play it on my PlayStation. Never played FIFA on a PC, and I don't even know how it
Neither.
plays with a keyboard.
No, I don't have FIFA on my PC. Anyway, so leave your request, and the next stream, like I said, we're trying to schedule a bit more, but can't really tell when next one is. I guess you can expect it in 2 weeks again, because then there's more stories to tell. We'll be announcing it on our socials. You can find them all in the description below. Um, and then I would just have to say thank you for watching, guys. Thank you for watching the live stream. Thank you for watching the video if you're watching the video. And we'll see you in a next update or in the next stream. Eric?
Yeah, yeah. Thanks, and I had a blast, and talk to you guys pretty soon.
All right. See you.